Okay, so kitchen scraps. We have got another 2 onions going now. And then we've got the lettuce, which I'm about to take outside and plant up. And we have got another celery going. We've decided to pop some food dye in it because my husband remembered an experiment that he did as a child where it made the celery grow in the colour of the dye. So I just said, well, I'd never done that as a kid, so why not? Let's do it. Obviously, health-wise, it's not something you should be doing. But anyway, yeah, I'll take you outside in a minute and show you all the other stuff that I've got going on. Okay, so outside, still got the avocado going strong. And then up here now, I've got leeks over here. And then a whole heap of capsicums. So they're sort of under the veranda, so they're getting sunlight, but they are not getting the frost. Silver beet is still going good. Some of it's starting to go more towards the harvesting leaf, which is nice. Still got the carrots growing there and the swede. This plant right there is stevia. So I've been harvesting leaves bit by bit and just waiting for them to dry, and then I will process them into a powder. So over here I have got more capsicums and more leeks going. And then obviously I've got my beautiful Chinese lanterns, which favourites are mine and my hubby's. Some succulents hanging. This one here, my rose plants. Down there I've got some baby Chinese lanterns growing as well. So my beautiful red. And then I've got another rose bush. This is some of my succulents that I have moved in for protection from frost. So they get sun for most of the day and then protected over night time. So I've also popped my desert rose out here, the one that's got the double on it, because it would be really, really great for the insects to come along and fertilize that for me and maybe give me a seed pod. So, and around here I've got a seed pod right here. It's taking its time to open, but with a bit of patience and a bit of sunshine, it will happen. So down here, the lettuce that I did the other day, that's still going alright, so needs a bit of water maybe. And then in about a week or two, these are going to be ready for harvesting. And then over to the onion, get that twig out of it. The onion's actually going quite well. So to my knowledge, these here can actually be harvested and put into stews or whatever, as similar to the way you would use spring onion. I was trying to think of the name. Spring onion. Similar to the way you use spring onion, you can actually use that. Okay, so going around now. So this is my really, really large compost heap. So as you can tell, we've been throwing a lot in it lately and haven't been covering it with leaves as yet, but we'll probably actually give that a good mix up soon, or well, I'll get my husband to do it. Surgery tomorrow, so kind of admiring my garden as I go along here. So here we've got the baby radishes, they're coming through. So the carrot that we planted the other day is still there and still looking okay. The parsnip top here that we planted is actually going even better than the carrot. And obviously the zucchini plants are doing good, and the broccoli plant. Over here, still going strong, is the radish, swede, the swede head. That's going very well. Then we've got the silver beet going alright. Over here I have noticed that the swede is getting quite leggy. I'll just go down a bit so you can see it's getting quite leggy. So I've realised that the location that I've chosen here for my veggie patch just isn't really getting enough sun. So that's a bit disappointing on my part that I didn't think that through. But anyway, I can be a bit mindful of what I put in here next. So I've got the carrots, I've got pizza, thyme I think is what it's called. Let me have a look. Thyme pizza, yeah. So it's actually quite a nice thyme plant to have. We actually had some on our pizza the other day and it was actually really yummy. And then I've recently also planted some lemon balm, which is absolutely delicious in the way that it smells. And just behind it I think is where I'm going to plant this, so I'll get on to that now. Alright, so that's now planted in there. I didn't realise how thick I had this, but that's alright. It's in the dirt, so that's all that matters. So we'll see what happens with that if I form a nice little lettuce head. But as you can see, we have several bits of lettuce that has started to come up, so that's looking quite good. So yeah, all this is now going to be in the care of my husband, and hopefully they all survive. No, just kidding. He's actually really good with, he knows what he's doing. So I trust that everything's going to be fine and he'll have the joy of harvesting. I've got some carrots. Actually, I should be taking you guys in here. So these are the other carrots that I planted. I can't remember the date of when I did it actually, and I forgot to tag them. But as you can see, they're actually a couple of weeks out from being ready, I dare say. So they're actually looking quite good. So some of them are a bit bigger than the others. So, and I love these little leaves here, they're so soft. So anyway, that's actually, they're doing very, very well in here. And then kitchen scraps is obviously this celery. So seems to have a lot of bushiness. But from the research that I've done so far, it is quite common for them to be quite bushy. But the stalks will actually grow, and I will be able to get more out of that. Hence the reason I've started up a new one. So it's loving it in there. It's nice and moist. And then over here, I've got my tomatoes growing. Bit of basil over the back there. And then another tomato plant, and in the hothouse these are actually going great. And then a capsicum plant with a capsicum actually growing, which is great. So, and then other smaller capsicum plants that I've got in the hothouse. So I've got some outside and getting actual sun, and some in the hothouse. So just seeing how that goes. But the baby desert roses in the hothouse are also all doing absolutely wonderful, nice and healthy, happy. I just watered them before, well, at least the ones that needed it, and then all these ones as well. So looking super healthy and happy. Same as the ones up here, and my very first variegated desert rose. So I was expecting it to maybe die, to be honest. I have heard in the past that they, try and get this camera to focus on it a bit better. There we go. I have heard that some people have them die, but no, that's actually going quite well. So now I'm using the camera to sort of go, was that bugs? But no, it's just water. So yeah, first variegated that I'm growing. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That's just from a random seed. So again, it's a case of you just never know what you're going to get when you plant these seeds and you get them growing. So that's why I put my time and my effort into doing them, is because even the most common seed pods can throw out something a little bit more unique. And for me personally, I do get a little bit, okay, it's not a little, I get very excited waiting for these to actually show what they are. So same as these larger ones around here. Some of these actually haven't flowered before, and I'm still waiting to see what flower they're going to show. So it is a little bit exciting, because next spring I would say that I'm going to actually get flowers. So some of these are finally going to tell me what they are. So very, very excited about that. And that's why I've got so many, is because I actually hang on to them until I know what colour they are, and then I decide whether I want to keep it or whether I want to get rid of it. So one of the most common things I've noticed, actually, this here with the desert rose, and obviously we're off the topic of kitchen scraps. This is actually a purple, and one of the things I've noticed is how dark the buds actually come out. They almost look like they're not going to make it, and in some cases, some of them don't. Some of them only get as far as this, and then it all just dies and nothing really happens with it. So I've actually cut this one back. Going back a while ago, you can see here, it's actually got a cut there. So I did cut it, and from there it has sent out more branches, making it a bit more of a shrub. These are the first flowers it's thrown out, and I was hoping that maybe, I shouldn't really be touching them, but maybe they would look a bit healthier after the regrowth. But they're still looking the same, so to my knowledge, it's very common for the darker purple desert roses. I don't know if I said succulents before. My brain is on surgery. Trying to keep busy though. Yeah, it's common for the desert roses to actually have this little weird look to them with the darker purples. It's not the first time, well, it's the first time for me seeing it, not today, but with this particular plant. But I have spoken to other people that have showed pictures, and theirs are exactly the same. I seem to have more success with mine to actually bud up and come through with the flower than what other people have. So whatever I'm doing, I guess I'm doing it right, even though they don't look the best at the moment. But yeah, other people actually struggle more than this. So yes, anyway, I shall leave it at that, and yeah, this will be that last video, unfortunately, for a while. By the time I'm back on my feet, all this is going to be harvested, and I would have eaten it at least, because my husband is doing a great job with looking after me, and he's already pre-cooked a whole heap of meals and everything like that, so I'm in good hands. But anyway, last look at my garden. I am going to miss coming out here. It brings me a lot of peace and joy to actually come outside and see everything growing, like just the stages of the seedlings down here. I find that all very enjoyable. Even watering everything I find to be enjoyable. So I love checking on everything and seeing the progress, as well as, I don't know, just the basic stuff. I just enjoy it. So it's a little hobby that brings me a bit of peace. And I'm not going to have it. So anyway, I won't keep you any longer. I hope you enjoyed the videos I've been doing, and once I'm back on my feet, I'll be sure to come out and show you how everything's going, and hopefully everything's going to be healthy and large by then. Alright everyone, take care.